Let's check.
Whatever.
Is it a Wi-Fi? At this point, I don't even think it's the webcam anymore.
Man, just fuck with that. We just do it. Yeah.
All right, bet. Yo. Now we're back into it. Sorry about that, guys.
It's all good.
All right.
Had a little issue. It seems like there's a little bit of a delay on the live on the YouTube, but we still trying to work through that. Hopefully everything is still coming on. You can still call us in on the live. This is the Jones Hour, and we are live every Sunday on YouTube. So you make sure you want to hit that subscribe and the notification bell, so you can know when we are going live, and then just tap in. The number's up on the YouTube, so you could just call up and let us know how you feel. We do this every week. Me and one and only and Acid, editor and producer of the show.
And
you know who that be.
And to the left of me, I got
Joe. We gonna die.
One more time.
One more again.
Joe. We gonna die.
Jonesy 2 times. You already know. Dos Veces in the building. And we got Dos Cervezas. Cheers. Just to a long week, man. Every week gets longer, man. It's been cold, even though it's a beautiful day today in NYC, man. A nice, almost 50 degrees. The sun was shining before. It's a little bit lighter now, but before it was
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's cold. When it's under 20, it's cold.
Yeah, 20 in that just in the 20s period is break.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
With that wind chill, making it feel like it's in the teens. Yeah, I was out there all week, so now, cheers to being able to do this. Facts. So I mean, we gotta get right into the Knicks, man. I wore the jersey. I was hoping, for a good result, but that was just wishful thinking based on what we saw today against the Boston Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
We have not done good against the top 3-4 two teams in like each conference.
Yeah.
The Cavs and Celtics, and then OKC and I don't know who the second best team is, but it might be the Grizzlies maybe. But we haven't done good against them, and like those are the real teams, and I think we got to pose the question, and I'm gonna ask you, man, like, is this our ceiling right now with Thibodeau? You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it really feels like.
I don't necessarily think that it's our ceiling with Thibodeau. I think it's more or less our ceiling with what we have. Like, we just got OG back, and the fact that we're getting Mitch back, I feel a little bit okay, relatively okay. But like, you are right. Like I said, like I have Chewy on my fantasy squad right now, and that's not it, bro. Like
I mean,
but I know what you're saying, but like missing like getting lobs, that type of stuff, like fast break type shit, like getting boxed out, like not getting any boards, like just getting bodied in general, like by fucking tall, lanky fucking white dude, like it, bro. It's not a good look. Like you're definitely not it. Like we need Mitch back. I would feel a whole lot better on these like situations. Like that lob wouldn't have been a question if Mitch was the one getting lobbed.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know what Mitch is gonna be. You know what I'm saying? We don't know still how he's even gonna fit in to the rotation. Will he start? Will he come off the bench? Will he be on the court with Towns at the same time? Will that even be a starting lineup option? Will he be healthy enough to even be put into the starting lineup or put in starting lineup minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As we approach going into the playoffs and whatnot. So there's still a lot of question marks in terms of Mitchell Robinson, and not for nothing. I mean, he hasn't played one game all season. So to this far, what we see is what we are until we
Yeah.
know what he is.
Yeah,
You know what
right.
I'm saying?
You're absolutely right.
So, I mean, there is, like I said, there's some wishful thinking about getting him back, but I also feel that like like I had a conversation with my man Joel. You know, shout out to him. He might be somebody that starts calling in, and this might be the Knicks ceiling with Thibodeau as the coach, and this something that we have to really might see as our reality. You know what I'm saying? If we don't get another player that that puts us over the top, like OG's good, Bridges didn't really pan out to the scoring I would think that we anticipated him to be, you know, doing what he did in Phoenix and the Nets before coming here, but you know. Carl Anthony Towns, he's putting up MVP numbers for us to be like this. So he's like almost having his best year of his career. Jalen Brunson is again doing the same thing in terms of his young career and being into this starting role. But we still might need another piece, and we might need a new coach. You know what I'm saying? Like Thibodeau, he's good to get a team from 30 to 50 wins. You know what I'm saying? Easily. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what he could do. He's done it in Minnesota. He's done it in Chicago. He did it in New York. You know what I'm saying? But maybe that's his apex. That's his moment with the way he plays. You know what I'm saying? We just watched this Boston game. Like they still like he still never goes into like a man-to-man defense.
Yeah.
Like it's always zone. It's always like this zone. They can't beat the zone if we do it right. Whatever. It's like sometimes you need to man up. Like how many times are you gonna allow Jaylen Brown to be sitting on the baselines and catch some little pass down low for an easy bucket because nobody's there or nobody's rotating or over rotated because they're not, they're guarding an area and they're losing focus of the players around them. You know what I'm saying? On the opposing team.
He lives and dies by his philosophies.
No, I know that he don't bend. You know what I'm saying, and maybe that's what it is. Also, in terms of with the talent that we have, maybe we need to be approaching it a different way. To get us to that 60 thing. Because I seen some shit this week that was like, Phil Jackson made this quote of the 40-20 rule. You know what I'm saying? For a team to be a legit title contender, they have to get 40 plus wins before they get 20 losses. You know what I'm saying? And the Knicks, they didn't do that. They just got their 20th loss like against Cleveland, I believe. You know what I'm saying? And they had like 36 wins, 35 or whatever it might be. It might even be less than that. We could, I guess we could check that real quick. The standings for the Knicks. You got that real quick? So, I mean, who knows where
37 and 19 right now.
37 and 19. So, like, we're going to lose right now. We're going to get that 20th win. I mean, that 20th loss. I mean, we already lost. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, I don't think.
So maybe that's it.
We're 37 and 18 after that.
Yeah. So one more win or 3 more losses. You know what I'm saying? Like I guess we could do that. Let's see what
I mean,
let's see what the schedule
3
is.
more wins or 1 more loss. So if we get the next 3,
yeah. Let's see what our next games are. Oh, we play the Sixers, the Grizzlies, the Heat, then the War, and then we go on that West Coast trip. Yeah. So like it's we get the Sixers is completely deflated. Paul George went there. He just got the bag, man. He's borderline done in my opinion. Maxey hurt, Embiid soft, So that should be an easy W against the Sixers at home on a Wednesday. So we're gonna get 2 days off, allowed to, watch some videos, lick our wounds, after this 2-game beating that we just got from the Cavs and the Celtics. You know what I'm saying? Shit, the Bulls almost beat us. We had to have a big stop with Bridges defensively against Vucevic on that block
would
and
you
then
feel
winning
better?
in overtime.
Would you feel better if we got the next 3?
Of course.
If we got the next 3 and we actually got that to the 40 wins before we got
So 20 losses, yeah, I would look as that as like a key way to try to, as a measuring tool. You know what I'm saying? In terms of what we stand and being real buyers for this for the chip. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like a legit team, Like depending on our placing, like OG came back, Hart came back, you know what I'm saying? So we're getting healthier. Mitch, they did say, is able to do the 5-on-5 contact in practice, so I'm saying he's looking like he'll be get some minutes in soon. You know what I'm saying?
I
In real
really still want to go to that Warriors game.
on the 4th.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't got Knicks Warriors money. But you should go. You should go. Bring the whole wife. Bring the wife with you.
No, I was thinking about bringing my brother.
Bring your brother with you. Shout out to your brother. The one and only.
Yeah, shout out to my brother.
Yeah, so we should take those games. Maybe we can be that 40-20 that we're talking about, because when it comes down to it, is like, as I say, if it is a true indicator as those teams that are our legit title contenders, then that puts us there. If we don't, if like say we lose to the Sixers or we lose to the Grizzlies, because we're gonna play the Sixers at home, but then we're gonna go on a road trip.
Mhm.
We're gonna go to Memphis and then the Heat. Then we're gonna come back home for one game against the Warriors. That game you're talking about, and then we go to the West Coast for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games before we come back home on St. Patrick's Day. Actually, shout out to my grandpa, rest in peace. That's his birthday, against the Heat.
Mhm.
We actually also play at home on my birthday against the Wizards. Look at that, at 8 p.m.
And the Knicks should bring back the green St. Patrick's jerseys.
That would be fire. That's a jersey I knew that's waiting to be in my closet. I know Kush had it. Kush had it with
Nate Robinson, right?
or Jamal.
I think it's Jamal. Yeah,
Jamal Crawford. He got a couple. He got both. So
me and him talked about the Nate Robinson. I don't think he's able to find it. Like that's the one I want, bro. I was on about it, but like if they brought him back, definitely cop him.
Yeah, that green Knicks jersey is hard. I think a couple, even the green Bulls one is hard too. But that Knicks joint is fire.
Yeah, the Bulls always do the green. Always do the green one.
Word. Well, we got to see what's gonna happen with how we react off of this 2-game loss. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like
not necessarily.
What's funny, this week I called into ESPN Radio, Dan Grasso, he picked up my call and shit like that. And I said I wasn't worried about Boston. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, why are you not worried? Like they spanked us without their best players and all of that. You know what I'm saying? They've hit 48 threes against us in 2 games and started breaking down numbers and whatnot. And he asked me why I wasn't worried. I said, I feel like we match up well against them if we got to get healthy, if we get healthy and whatnot. And he was like, yeah, that's the thing. Like we can't just, people always got to say get healthy, but they need some time also to play together to get that chemistry. And he did have a point on that. But what I would say to that is, the whole world expects us already to lose to Boston.
Yeah.
Everybody expects us to lose.
Yeah.
So it's like you got to play with like you have nothing to lose. You know what I'm saying? Mentality, and be able to, take that and flip it into the court. You know what I'm saying? Because like, it's like, it kind of reminds me of, you remember how like back in the day, like Boston could have beat us and then they finally did that comeback and they beat us in the playoffs. That was their World Series.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was their World Series. They went on to win the World Series after that, but it was like that was really what they was playing for. Like that was the biggest hump, to beat the Yankees, and they overachieved and they achieved that. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's going to be for the Knicks to actually beat the Celtics, because you're going to run into them either the second or third round, if no matter where you're at, if you actually lose some games going into, and you actually fall to the 4 seed, as a matter of fact, you know what I'm saying? Say that happens and we fall to the 4 seed, you know what I'm saying? And we make it out the first round, we play maybe Detroit and beat them as the 5. you know, and we get out the first round, and now we got to play Cleveland, which I feel might be the easiest road for us to take. You know what I'm saying? But if we play Cleveland, we beat Cleveland. You know, it hasn't shown that we would be able to, and they did get better. They cashed in on this trade deadline, getting DeAndre Hunter and some other pieces.
It makes
You know?
sense for him, bro.
Yeah, so they built their team, you know, to prove why they're the best team in the Eastern Conference right now.
So many shooters.
And they nice. And that boy Evan Mobley, he's different, bro.
Yeah.
Athletically, with the ball, awareness on the court, like athleticism, like he is different, bro. Long arms too. Like you see him like put the ball up. He looked like he can almost like dunk it without even jumping.
All right, let's stop sweating the Cavs, bro.
Nah, man. No, they're a legit team, and we're gonna have to go against them now.
I know.
It's not the same Cavs team that we played against maybe the past 2 years that we spanked them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We swept
This is
them
gonna
last
be
year.
this Cavs team is gonna be the team that you know that's gonna man up and be like, nah, you got it twisted this time. You know, feel like they're better than us, even though you know they might not be, or they might be.
Yeah.
You know, I don't feel like these regular season losses that we've taken to these nice teams is true indicators because we haven't been full strength.
Mm-hmm.
But when we do get full strength, then there's not going to be an excuse, and that's when the real question comes. You know what I'm saying? Are we just a 50-win team that's only going to go to the second round because we're not going to be able to beat Boston or Cleveland? You know what I'm saying? And be in the top 5 in the Eastern Conference, and yeah, we're not a playing team, and there's going to be hype in New York, and there's going to be all of this talk and shit like that. But is it going to be more than that?
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of naysayers. There's going to be a lot of doubting going on. But ultimately, like, I look at it like that just gives us the extra drive for it, playoff time. You know, like, I feel like all these teams can fucking get it, you know? But when you're talking about, like, attitude and shit, you know, like swag, attitude, all that shit, like, I think we own that shit. You know, at least on the Eastern Conference. I don't feel like any other team. I feel like the Celtics are fucking boring, you know, and then the only other team that has that is possibly the Cavs, you know, but then it's Cleveland, you know, like, so it's just one of those things. Like, I look at it like, fuck, we might be the coolest fucking Eastern Conference team right now.
No, yeah, but coolest don't win games, bro.
I know that. But
yeah, that shit. That is not a valid argument.
It's definitely not a valid argument, bro. But if you're talking about stories and that type of shit, bro, like, you're talking about story arcs, all right?
Yeah.
All right, the hero has to face these challenges, all right? He faces, like, he gets these L's, all right now, all right? He goes home and he laments in this shit. And he's like, oh, fuck these motherfuckers.
Yeah, I remember what they did to us all season and shit.
Right now,
it's the playoffs.
Right now, they're fucking trashing the fucking the TD Garden fucking locker room right now. They're like, fuck these motherfuckers, blah, blah, blah. They're all tight right now, you know? Come playoff time, bro. We owning that, bro.
Word.
Sorry. Like, I look at it like all these teams could fucking get it. And the same thing goes for the Cavs, bro. Like, they just, you know, a lot of, you are right, but I don't view them as experienced as we are when it comes down to the playoffs just yet. You know, like, you have a lot of those players. You have Garland, you have Mobley, you have fucking what?
Donovan Mitchell.
Donnie's the only one. That Donnie might be the only one. I mean, there's obviously probably more playoff experience, but like Ty Jerome, fucking, you know, like, I'm just naming like the players that they have. They have a lot of newbies. They have a lot of fresh faces, a lot of young cats on that squad.
Yeah, but you know what it is? At the same time, with those young cats, those people that you talked about that had the experience, those are the leaders of the team. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes down to it, like, it's like you're not going to have to worry because those young cats are probably not going to be the ones with the ball in their hands during those crunch times.
They just ultimately,
you know what I'm saying?
Ultimately, they remind me of Kyle Korver years with the Hawks. Yeah.
I don't know.
That's what they remind me of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I don't think you could just look at this team and look like they are like not somebody that should be, you know, considered a problem. You know what I'm saying? Especially with what they've done this season so far. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't really look at them in in that light, I look at them as really a team that we should be considering as a problem. You know what I'm saying? And worrying about and trying to do something about. You know, and prepared to play against.
I
you
mean,
know?
I'm not trying to underestimate them. I'm just saying, like, and I definitely they're like I said, they're when it comes down to like badassery and like all that other shit, they got a lot of fucking shooters, bro. Like they're the one team I fear. I fear the Celtics less than I fear the Cavs when it comes playoff time. If we're fully fucking healthy,
Mhm.
all right, and we're on our shit and we're talking it, bro, then I feel like the only team that I feel like has that other, machismo and shit has to be the Cavs, bro. I feel like they're gonna bang the fuck out first round, bro.
Mhm.
They're really gonna put work in, and then they're gonna look really fucking good, and they're gonna be the talk of the town. Why? Because the Celtics are fucking boring. like, no one's gonna be talking about the Celtics.
No, they are going to be talking about the Celtics. You want to know why? Because they're the defending champs.
True.
They're going to be talking about them. you know?
Obviously, yeah.
So it's like it's different when you see it. You know, it's different when you see them because Celtics, Cavs, those. You're gonna have to get through one, if not both of them, with those teams, if you want to go to um, if you want to go to the Eastern Conference Finals or the Finals. You know what I'm saying? That's point blank. Period. No matter where we are through that 1 through 4 seed, no matter what might happen throughout the rest of the season and the rest of the games that we have going, you're going to have to play either the Cavs or the Celtics or both of them at some point in the playoffs.
At least one,
At least one,
if not both.
probably both.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
hmm You're probably gonna have to beat both of them.
Yeah.
The Cavs is gonna have it easy. They're gonna only have to beat one of us, and it's probably gonna be the winner. You know, like if the standings stay where they're at right now, nobody moves. The second round we're playing the Boston Celtics. You know what I'm saying? In the first round, Cavs got it easy. They're gonna play whoever the 8 seed is, and they're coming off the play-in. They're gonna come back and handle whoever's the 4 or 5, and they're gonna have a easy road to the Eastern Conference Finals. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying? Anticipating probably the winner of our series, against the Celtics, and for me, as what I see, and knowing that the Celtics is probably better than us, like if we lost to the Celtics in 7 games, and it was in Boston, and it was like a buzzer beater shot or whatever it was, like I'm content with that as the season. You know what I'm saying? Like we was almost there. We did kind of like make these like the moves for Bridges and Anunoby was really to go against Boston, was really to have these perimeter players like Anunoby that could guard Tatum out one-on-one on the wing, that Bridges that could guard like Jaylen Brown or Drew Holiday out on the wing. You know what I'm saying? That's why these moves was made in the offseason to come back and have a Karl Anthony Towns that could deal with Kristaps Porzingis out on the wing and all of that shit. Because imagine that with also Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah.
Like that you have Cat outside on guarding Karl Anthony Towns. I mean guarding Kristaps, but also have Mitchell Robinson still there to clear all rebounds. Like that's how we're supposed to match up against them. That's why we can't. That's why everybody keeps saying get healthy and everything like that. Because the reality is like if we do get healthy, like this is the potential of what it could be, and we could shock the world by beating the Boston Celtics. If we beat the Boston Celtics, we got to wipe the floor with the Cavs. There's no way that we beat the Celtics and then lose to the Cavs after that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like chip
totally,
after that.
I feel like Eastern Conference is going to be us Cavs, and then Western Conference. Definitely OKC.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Go ahead.
I'm just thinking, well, like I would have. I don't view Timberwolves as that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They after they made that trade, they're not the same team anymore.
Mm-hmm. And Randall's been hurt actually.
Yeah, I all right. So I would say OKC and the Nuggets.
Nuggets. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I could see a sleeper besides OKC. I could see like a Golden State get it together with Jimmy.
Honestly,
You know,
if
I
they,
could
if they
see.
start rocking, bro. That's
Yeah, I
a
know. I could see.
fucking-
I could see it happening. I could also see
And I knew
Houston,
that
a
was gonna
young
happen.
Houston team.
I knew that
You
was
know,
gonna
one of
happen.
those like that. Like I said, a Houston and a Detroit going into the playoffs are scary teams because they have that "we're not supposed to be here" mentality.
Yeah.
We have nothing to lose. We made it. We was last year. We was one of the trash teams, and now we're one of those teams that are like in the mix,
Mhm.
you know, and anything we do is all way above anybody's expectation. Nobody thought the Houston Rockets would be a top 3 or 4 team in the fucking Western Conference,
They didn't
and
look at last year.
nobody thought the Detroit Pistons would be above even a playing team.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And they're sixth with a 3-game lead outside of of that, and down only 1.5 games behind the
five.
Bucks in the 5 seed. You know, that shit is this is we have a little cushion of 4.5 games, the Knicks. And the Celtics now, after beating us, they have a full 4-game lead against us. Cavs win 9.5 games. Like, we're not gonna catch the Cavs. There's no way they're losing 10 games
Yeah.
in the last whatever amount of games left in the season. I can't see that happening. I mean, I guess we could check there. No, we ain't gotta do all of that. But yeah, like Knicks would play the 7. That would be possibly the Magic, or the Heat, or the Hawks, or the Bulls. You know what I'm saying? As the playing teams, or just no, just the Magic or the Heat. Those are the 7 and 8. Are you liking that?
Oh, it's transparent. We should go to Newberry Comics. Where's Newberry at? Is that like
It's
Vermont?
it's in Roosevelt Field Mall.
Oh, word?
Yeah,
Oh, shit,
it's
man.
right there. It's like in Long Island. It's about, with some traffic, it's about 35, 40 minutes. You know what I'm saying? You go, they got a nice vinyl, CD, cassettes.
I mean, when they get their own
Everything.
exclusive shit, bro.
You know, they get all of that. Plus, they have like a bunch of like a crazy T-shirt thing, like all types of like, you know, cool bands and all of this. You know,
Yeah.
rap hit. You know, Eazy-E and Biggie, Tupac, Wu-Tang, everything. You know, Nirvana, Metallica.
Yeah.
All of that. Then they got, you know, all those vinyls too. It's not just hip hop. They got, you know, all types of genres of vinyls. They got a bunch of anime stuff. They got a bunch of like cards and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They got a bunch of like collectible items and things like that. They got a crazy sock, you know, wall. So you can get all different types of socks. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Yeah, nah, it's cool in there. Like you could eat like if I'm not like you could easily spend $200 in there like it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's something I would do.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I can't go in there all the time. You know. 'Cause I don't
I
really-
have never been. I've never been.
Next time I go over there, I'll let you know, man, if you want to take the ride.
Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking, I'd go.
Got that one on sale, you see.
Get for some comics as well.
Yeah. Comics as well. I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. Superman shits, all of them joints. I've seen a couple, and they got a nice little section of that too. That was way off topic.
Yeah, whatever.
That's
Good
all right.
Let's
Let's move
do it.
on, man.
do a podcast.
Yeah, let's move on from the Knicks
Uh-huh.
and the NBA, I guess. You know,
Okay.
it's just I'll just end it with this: is that it's these last 25 games are gonna be something.
Mm.
You know, these last 25 games are for a lot of teams. You know, even in the Western Conference, the Eastern Conference, you know, things do get tight. Teams do start losing. Teams do start winning. People go on runs. People go on losing streaks. You know, and injuries happen. Look at what happened with Wemby out for the season. You seen that?
Mhm.
Blood clots in his shoulder or whatever it is. So you know that's something they can't play with. You know.
Not a good sign.
But
bro.
you know, it kind of hurts the NBA because man, he was so big, you know.
It
And
definitely-
I mean, not just in the physical stature. I mean, like his name. You know, he was big. I mean, I remember he came to New York. They was playing in New York. He went to like Union Square, 14th Street or whatever, and started playing people in chess.
And people
You
are
seen
fucked
that?
up with that shit though. Like immediately, like people's reaction to it. Like I'm like reading the comments and shit. People are like, I knew there was a chink in your armor. You know what I mean? Like I knew there was a weakness somewhere.
Right.
You know, it's blood clots. You know,
Right.
like I mean, but I mean, this is the same shit that Chris Bosh had to leave the league for. So
Yeah, so it's a serious thing.
it's definitely very serious, bro. Like so, I mean,
And they kind of have the same stature.
very very
You
much
know,
so.
very similar. Real
I mean, Wemby's
skinny and
bigger.
tall and long. Yeah, I mean,
Wemby's bigger, but bro, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Same shit.
yeah,
Big,
same body type.
the same exact body
You know?
type. You're talking about wrists that are the same width of your ankles. You know, like
Mhm.
dudes are rails. You know, like so. I don't know. Like the only player that I know that pulls that off is KD somehow. You know,
Mhm. Yeah,
you know. So I mean,
Katie's different, I think.
KD is definitely different, but like it's one of those things. Like you are right, but I don't think we're in like panic mode. I look at it like we still got other hands right now.
Mhm.
I feel like Ja was it, and now I feel because of all the drama with Ja, all that other stuff. Anthony Edwards is the next it. You
Oh yeah,
know,
no, yeah, I agree with that. Like
so yeah,
face.
yeah. I
Yeah.
feel like the NBA is
Anthony
gonna
Edwards
push,
or Luca
or
or Luca now in LA now.
If Luca picks his shit together, like if
No, I
Luca,
mean they played good last night. You know?
I know that's what I'm saying. If Luca starts crushing it in LA,
Mhm.
then definitely Luca.
I mean, in order we could get into that. You know, in order for the LA, I feel like to actually be legitimate in this Western Conference after this move, I think LeBron has to play off of Luca.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think they need to really play off of each other back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Because they're both kind of like similar body, you know, in terms of height wise, you know, like they're interchangeable in where they're at on the court,
Yeah.
just more or less, you know. I mean, obviously LeBron is bigger in stature, so he's going to be able to, you know, bang down low and more of the bigger players, but almost there's no guards that really could bang with Luca like that, except for like maybe LaMelo or something,
Yeah.
one of those bigger guys. But if they could find a way to play interchangeably and LeBron allow Luca to be Luca and the team fall into place like around that. Like it's just those two that run it back and forth and everybody just fills in holes, spots, cuts, sets picks, off screen, all of that. You know what I'm saying? That's where I think they could really be dangerous. But they have to, you know, they have to practice that. They got to, you know, get into their spots, get into their corners, things like that. You know what I'm saying?
Squad wise.
Yeah, and also with that, you know, that type of offense, you know, you got to get back on defense. You got to run back because a lot of times you're going to have to run back and pick up somebody's man that's not yours because of where you're at on the offensive scheme, deep in the corner or whatever. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? As a shooter with a guard running down the court. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So now you're going to have to pick up his man. You're going to pick up other body's man. Like shit like that. Like similar players like Austin Reeves has been doing good in this since this
Crushing, bro.
move. Uh Jackson,
Jackson Hayes.
yeah, the center. He's been able to you know, fill in nicely also with this move. You know, so I think that little core four right there, if they could just build on that and make those the primary players in crunch time with, you know, finding in that fifth role player that, you know, just fits in nice with them, you know, depending on lineups, height wise and athleticism and teams that they're playing, I think that'd be ideal for them to do.
Yeah. I mean, if it keeps working the way that it is, and the rest of the team ends up developing the way that they want, sort of like connect, you know, like the other role players on the bench and shit, you know, and everything gels, then yeah, definitely, definitely,
Mhm.
fucking a. And if even if it's not this year, they'll add pieces to that squad. I feel like Luca is gonna be great for LA, like
Yeah.
great
Mhm.
for fucking LA.
I just hope LA is gonna be great for Luca. You know what I'm saying? I think this was blindsided him, and you know, he's been a true, you know, sport about it. Like, you know, like just rolling with whatever this happened. You know what I'm saying? I think, you know, there's probably a part of him that probably wanted to, you know, curse some people out, you know, publicly or whatever after the move.
Yeah.
But he's been, you know, a complete professional about the situation. But you know, LA's a different life from Dallas. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
He's
And-
playing with the GM.
Hmm?
He's playing with the GM.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not just saying like that. I'm just talking about living wise and getting used to it.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Definitely, bro.
You know,
Definitely.
like it's you're around a more celebrity. I mean, look at that. I mean, he went there fucking 3 days later. Kim Kardashian is like, oh, I want to meet him. And then let me know when he's gonna play. I'm coming to the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, hopefully he don't get a Kardashian and whatnot. We know those type of curses that haunt everybody that gets one. I'm not lying.
No, I love how it's those type of curses. It's a subcategory of curses.
Yeah,
the Kardashian,
the Kardashian
curses.
curse. Kardashian curse. Any single person that's gone public or was messing with them or anything like that, their career's gone bad. Look at Ben Simmons, trash.
There's a big
Look at
there's a big book of curses, like curse types.
Reggie
And then
Bush.
there's a whole section of Kardashian curse types.
Yeah, who's the other cat? Chris Humphries.
I was talking about basketball players.
Yeah, it
so,
was
like,
just
or
basketball
athletes.
players. Just all of these players. Lamar Odom. I can't.
Broke Lamar Odom.
Yeah, man. Done. Like, nothing happens good with these people. Like, every single athlete that's been with them.
Yeah.
You know?
Now we're even getting more off topic, but yeah.
Well, hopefully Luka don't fall victim to that.
Yeah.
Word. Facts. Knock on wood. Let's I just wanted to say stay in sports real quick, but baseball spring trading has started.
Mhm.
Exhibition games has started.
Mhm.
Did you see your boy?
No, I didn't. What are you talking about?
Juan Soto,
Yeah, elaborate.
in his first spring training at bat as a Met,
Mhm.
hits a home run.
Fire.
Yo, your face right now. Fuck this guy, yo. Get out. Fuck this guy, man. Damn. That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
First home run, first at bat. I mean, obviously, don't count as spring training as exhibition and shit like that. But first at bat, yard. Like this motherfucker.
Fire, bro.
Yeah, nah, it's straight. When we start the show now, I gotta add a new hashtag, and it's gotta be fuck Juan Soto.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, man. Sorry. Big pinstripes over here. You know? I'm gonna be that. But we also won. You know what I'm saying? Clay Bellinger, Goldschmidt, had good games, good at bats. The reason why I think we won 4-0. You know what I'm saying? In the same day. I think this was yesterday. That this happened.
Yeah.
With the spring training. So those look like some good additions. There's still some holes possibly with the Yankees. We still don't know who's gonna play third or second in terms of Jazz Chisholm and somebody else. I think we got I can't remember. But there is still a question mark with that. And then possibly who's gonna lead off. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if we necessarily answer that question as a leadoff bat. And then also now with Giancarlo Stanton, being hurt and sore with the oblique, which is, like the rib over here, the muscles around your ribs, like, that's hard. That you swing hard. You know what I'm saying?
What's the time frame for that?
There really is no time frame for the obliques. That's the thing about it. It could be 6 months. You know what I'm saying? It could be a long time. Definitely a couple of months. Definitely gonna miss opening day. It looks like. You know what I'm saying? So now, Do you address that? Do you try to get somebody? Do you try to get one of these little free agents that could be just waiting for a team that's, a decent quality bat, you know what I'm saying, that you could fill into a DH role? You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? Or do you get somebody like a Ben Rice to fill in for that? Somebody that's already been on the team that, could possibly get some at bats for you, and do some things. Maybe that's some of the things that's going to be answered in these spring training games for the Mets. I mean, for the Yankees,
Yeah.
you know? Um, and we'll see what the starting lineup will look like on opening day. You know what I'm saying? In a few weeks, you know,
A lot
or
of
in about a
questions for the
month.
Yankees.
Yeah, and same thing for the Mets, man. I think more of your questions is centered around the pitching. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely pitching.
You took someone like Clay Holmes from us that was like giving up a lot of big game situations coming in relief, but you guys are trying to make him a starting pitcher. You know what I'm saying? So now he's taking on a new role, which there's a complete question mark around that.
Big.
There's no real uh, you know, prior stats knowing to whether this is going to work out for you.
So pitching Mets, I feel like it's pitching and lineup.
Yeah, Montas,
Is
Frankie Montas is another
where we
person
want to
got
place
hurt.
everyone, what's the most optimal lineup, and then figure out like definitely in pitching.
Yeah,
Our pitching has been a thorn in the
uh,
side for a
I
while.
mean, yeah, kept Alonso. It would have been nice to try to get another bat. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I mean, look, but maybe next year you guys could swoop in and get Vlad Guerrero Jr. You know what I'm saying?
Outside of that, though, like I mean, the fact that we already have those three, you know, like
Who?
we have Lindor,
Uh-huh.
right?
Soto.
Soto,
Uh-huh.
and we have Polar Bear Pete.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so we have three consistent. Like
Well, not necessarily Alonso, but the other two definitely.
Alonso's going to put up numbers. I don't feel like. I mean, unless he goes through another drought, which he might go through in the start of the season.
Mhm.
But like, he seemed like he picked himself back up in the playoffs. The end of the season.
What he did in the playoffs is what got him to get the contract that he had, because
Definitely.
he could have got a way bigger contract a couple of years ago and he fucked it up.
But I don't want to act like he's not a threat. You know what I mean? Like,
No, you definitely got to take his at bats into consideration every time he's up. You know what I'm saying? That he does have that home run potential, obviously. But I mean, he doesn't really necessarily hit for average. But maybe he'll get some pitches to hit. Hitting behind Juan Soto and Lindor if he stays in that 3 spot.
we got
You got Nimmo. You got
we got Batty. We got there's a couple of other. We got everyone coming through the system, bro.
Mhm.
Like we have a nice little farm system, bro. Like that's one thing I do like.
Yeah, no, you got a nice little young core. But I still feel like, I mean, you over exceeded last year. You know what I'm saying? Getting to the NLCS like the way you did.
Yeah.
There was no expectation for that, even making the playoffs prior to the season. Now coming off of that, you don't really want that hypeness that kind of like happened to the Knicks.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
I don't think we overachieved. I think
Couple
we
years back.
redeemed. Or I think we redeemed ourselves.
No, you overachieved. You overachieved. It was completely selling. Nobody think you got rid of all that money. You did those moves with these two pitchers. What's their name? Fucking Max Scherzer and Verlander.
Yeah.
So like after you got rid of those players, you didn't really get nobody else. You just
But we still had a solid season that season. Like I mean, we redeemed ourselves like after like looking like shit all season. Like
I understand
the
that
beginning of the season.
you redeemed yourself, but
we got farther than everyone thought that we were going to get.
Yeah, of course. That's what I'm saying. Over exceeded your expectations. You exceeded expectations.
Not our expectations. Everyone else's expectations.
Is this thing on crack, nigga? That's what the fuck I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I want to clarify these statements. All right.
Yo, wow.
We don't feel that way.
Get the dictionary or something. Go get a thesaurus.
We feel like we redeemed ourselves. I feel like we over exceeded our expectations.
Okay, all right. So you're trying to say in terms of my point of view as a Yankee fan, or what I saw in your point of view as a Met fan,
bias, obviously.
Okay, duly. I could understand that. I could understand that. My bad. You had to clarify. But it's all right because you see what happens.
It's all about wording and context.
Well, nothing counts right now. But I just wanted to give you your props for your man's getting that home run in his first at bat, and then I just wanted to say fuck that same man that did that. Juan Soto.
To clarify.
You know?
Yeah, I know. We all anyone that's listening knows what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I got you.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, yo.
That's baseball.
Yes. That's it for sports.
There you go.
I'm gonna do the introduction now.
Okay.
On this week's final of the week,
Ooh.
we have CNN, also known as Capone and Noriega, with the War Report.
I like that. That was great. This is CNN's The War Report.
Uh-huh.
CNN has two albums. This is the album.
Oh, I like the other one too, though. The Reunion.
The other one's the other one. It has a
It's
couple.
fire.
This is a classic though. Like this, I don't view The Reunion as a classic.
I do.
I view this as a
Actually.
classic. Timeless. It came out in the mafioso era of hip hop. A lot of mafioso sounding tracks.
Mhm.
Also, like in the term of timeless, you could bump this right now, and it doesn't feel weird. It doesn't feel bad, and it actually sounds good. It doesn't sound shitty. You're not questioning what year this was made. It sounds like it sounds because it's supposed to sound that way. You know. Executively produced by or co-executively produced by Tragedy Gaddafi. A lot of production was done by him. You have Buck Wild. You have Lord Finesse. I'm not even gonna go through this right now. I should have my notes, but there's a lot of ill-ass producers on this. When it comes down to sound, like I said, it was mafioso driven. A lot of albums at this time were mafioso driven. Shout out to AZ's first album, which also should be coming up soon. I would love to have that album on Vinyl of the Week.
Mhm.
One of my favorite fucking albums of all time. But
That's Brooklyn.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
in general, this is Queens right here.
That's
Weirdly, strangely, we did last week. We did De La Soul's. I can't even fucking remember it. De La Soul is dead. Sorry about that. Which was a Tommy Boy release, and this is also a Tommy Boy release. This might be, in my opinion, outside of that album, one of the better Tommy Boy releases. Tommy Boy was super stingy when it comes down to their back catalog and owning rights to their shit. So I hope that Nori made money off of this, like at all, or is in the process of actually getting his shit back. Which De La Soul actually ended up purchasing all the rights to their shit back. But anyway, to get back to this album in general, the hit songs of this are Tony, LALA, are probably the two biggest songs on it. Outside of that, Blood Money, Stick You are my two favorite tracks. All in all, this is Nori's kind of, in my eye, best album. The balance between both Nori and Capone is like kind of like perfect. You have one that's off janky and one that's straight smooth, and they kind of balance each other out like incredibly well. I feel like Nori needs that for, in my eye, to really excel. And it's sad that they couldn't completely stay on the same page. Like they don't have, like, you know, like I really hope that there was a giant catalog of CNN albums, you know, because of this album. And also the fact that Nori deserves more love. Like and like when it comes down to being an MC and shit like that, people feel like I mean, he has a couple of hits. He has Super Thug and a couple of others, but he really is a off canter flow type of dude, you know. So to have a straight album like that can be tiresome to some people, you know, or at least the ear. And it'd be hard to listen to for an average consumer of hip hop. Whereas if you have a balance of him cutting through with another MC that is completely on the opposite direction, it balances itself out. It's like a yin and yang. And this basically this collab was one of the best that you have out of Queens. Outside of that, best albums, one of the best albums in '97, and that's saying a lot, because you had a lot of ill-ass albums out of '97. Tupac, a couple of other artists, but like this album stands out. I know you love this album a lot. Do you have anything to say about it?
Oh, of course. I was waiting for you.
Yeah.
Like how you said first, as far as the tracks, also the Capone Phone Home, you know, like you say a lot about Nori, and that's because, you know, for like half of the album, you know, like Capone is in jail and locked up. You know what I'm saying? So
This
it's not
another detail. This album, because of that, was made in a 3-year period. It's basically a very long. It started out recording in '95 or early '95, so it was more or less like a 2-year period, but almost over 2 years. So a long recording period for an album.
Yeah, and I always felt like, you know, also like how you say his flow is a little off. I always thought he kind of rhymed like Prodigy as well. Somebody like Prodigy, I always felt like rhymed like that as well. And that's just a Queens thing, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Also, I feel like this sound, especially when you hear the songs like TONY and Bloody Money, that's that real Queens, New York sound. You know what I'm saying? Like I think every borough, every has their own sound. Like a Brooklyn, you're gonna hear of a hustler, man, a hustler type of flow. You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah.
Bronx, you're gonna hear more of like a turn up type flow. You know what I'm saying? Harlem, same thing. You know what I'm saying? Because they flashier. You know. But Queens is always this gritty sound. You know what I'm saying? This gritty sound of Queens is that we see, you know, all over this, especially with Tragedy Gaddafi, who's probably one of the biggest non-known Queensbridge rappers. You know what I'm saying? With Nas being the main man. You know, like that song with him and Nas music, make them thugs calm down. You know what I'm saying? Like, calm down. That's like one of the best songs I love all time. You know.
And it kind of a linker between, if you're talking about Mobb Deep,
yeah, no, all of it.
CNN,
yeah, and Nas.
It
Like
kind
of
of
like,
seems to be the middleman between all of those people.
Yeah.
He has a relationship with all those people.
Yeah, also, and it's like, you know, it's crazy. Like if, you know, throughout those other times right there, like hip hop was so competitive more than what it is now, even though we're coming off of a big Kendrick and Drake beef. But back then it was so like competitive, like all of them were in competitive competition with each other at one point or another. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to being like, you know, the Queens firm. You know what I'm saying?
No,
like
it's
the firm
king,
Queens.
It's the king
you know
of
what
New
I'm saying?
York, bro. Like
Yeah.
it's
You
that.
know?
Like it's being the man.
Like Nori's been on record like shitting on Nas dissing Nori, you know, Mob dissing Nas dissing, you know, Prodigy, you know what I'm saying? Mobb Deep dissing Nas.
And on another cut, Nori notoriously was one of the more scary motherfuckers that people were actually scared of.
No, back in the day, in the day,
he was actually the hood dude.
Yeah,
you know?
when there's a song called Super Thug, then that's what it is, and that's what it is.
Yeah, he was an actual super thug.
Yeah.
Like he's fun right now, bro. Like he even might have been fun back then, but he was a dangerous dude back in the day.
No, yeah.
So a lot of people looked at him as like an actual like it, you know? Like,
yeah, because Drink Champs was popping and shit like that, but you know, like
nah, when Nori came through with the
back
crew,
in the
bro,
day,
you knew it was
it's
problems.
different. You know what I'm saying?
And that was for even West Coast people. Like people recognize Nori and Nori as like Nori's crew as like legit ass dudes. Like,
Mhm.
all right, no, we fucking with somebody right now. You know, like something's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but and also I do want to say, like, I do feel like the reunion is also a classic album, man. I love the reunion album. Got the premiere beat on there. Got
Yeah, you have the main
Now Wanna
premiere
Fuck
beat.
With
You have
Us.
Alchemist is actually production on there. Has
Yeah.
production on there. Havoc has production on there.
Yeah.
So more, I would say, prevalent other producers. You know what I mean? Like, so I would say that those producers are way more prevalent than the ones not knocking.
Yeah.
The ones that we have on here.
I
So you
feel
have
like
Buck
that.
Wild. You have Lord Finesse on
Uh-huh.
here. So I wouldn't necessarily say that it does, but if you went on a top like scale of it, if you have Primo on that and you have fucking Alchemist on that, I will go with that production over this production.
Mm.
Just saying.
Right.
And Havoc, like I would go with that over this. But if it was talking about like actual album creation, tracks, all that other shit, I would go with this album. More well put together. Definitely more timeless. There's less niche cuts. But the reunion is definitely, I'm not trying to knock it, but I would definitely say this is a classic album. I don't consider that, like, if I had to give 5 mics to something, I'm gonna give it to this and I'm not gonna give it to that.
I understand.
I don't feel like it's on the same scale. This, though, like I said, listen to it a lot. I listen to a lot of old albums in general, and I feel like I'm old, like an old head. This one, I felt super good re-listening to this album, bro. Like super fucking good. Like it brought the most Queens out of me, homie. Like I felt like the most Queens motherfucker on the planet, bro. Like I wanted to open up my windows. There's brick outside, bro. Like, I wanted to bump this shit out the windows, let everyone know. You know? That's the type of album that is. From a Queens dude's perspective. You know? I felt real good about myself. I wanted to push someone in the street. You know, listen to it in my headphones.
Okay.
You know, and then go home and count some money.
And my packs.
Yes.
And check on that body in the trunk.
Roll a L, keep the L in my mouth, and slowly count my money. Like,
without even ashing it.
Yeah.
Just chilling, drinking a 40. Gritty, grimy, clean shit. This is what I love, man. Fire.
All right.
Wait, let's. Is it just regular black vinyl or is it?
Nah, hell no.
Let me see it, bro. Fire. Put that for the camera. Nice.
On some Wu-Tang shit.
Yeah. I like
Mustard yellow.
It's like Honey Dijon.
Honey Dijon.
Fire. So that's it for the vinyl of the week. And that's it for the show. Exactly 1 hour today. It really is the Jones Hour. Hopefully y'all fucked with us. Tune in next week again. You know, every Sunday we live. If you missed the live on YouTube, where you know you could call in and fuck with us, you could catch the playback on the Spotify, Google, Amazon, Apple, iHeartRadio, and Audible apps. Which I guess we could just start saying wherever you get your podcasts.
Yeah.
Because that's probably all of them.
Primary, yeah.
Yeah. So wherever you get your podcast, you know, you could search the Jones Hour, hit that subscribe. You know, we uploading the previous week's episode every week. You know what I'm saying? So what you gotta do is just tap in. And again, we appreciate everybody for fucking with us. Hopefully you could be on the lookout and see some merch coming soon, something like that. And we out this bitch.
Yes, sir.
You already know.
Oh no, we're doomed. like it because it has the 4 different versions of Victor Vaughn. I mean, not Victor Vaughn, but Doom in general. Zevlov X, Victor Vaughn, fucking King Ghidorah, and then Doom regularly.